Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
Today is like, it's an interesting work talk as it is about how to relate as a partner and how to relate as a space holder. And I think you're not in a relationship, is that right?
I'm not in like a labeled classical relationship, but I'm exploring relating of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's an important distinction to find out no matter with who you relate. Like sometimes I relate to Benjamin as a space holder, and sometimes I relate to him as a partner. And there is like this difference in when am I, like as a space holder, I'm in service to someone. And it's very important to me that I only go into service for someone if I have a yes for that.
Mm.
And especially if he says no, or we are hitchhiking and we talk with people about feelings and they don't take that door, then to also stop it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I keep doing it and it gets like it gets like a
Chewing gum.
the space gets like chewing gum because I'm still trying something that doesn't nurture the space. Um and maybe they're not even getting it. And then it's like I'm not in the now.
And now, Misara, before
Yeah.
you start landing a lot of distinctions,
Okay.
I want to invite us all to make a check-in, because this space is a research space. We are together as three people here, and this space is about what each of us has explored so far. And we have not prepared any exercises or anything
Like a recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a research space, and we maybe try something out, maybe something comes up. But to make this space really fly, I want us to first check in with each other, where we stand right now, maybe in relation to being in relationship, maybe in relation to being a space holder. But what is it right now? What is your edge? Where you stand, and why have you found your way to this work talk? For you, but also for us, why have we opened up this research space?
I'm really glad. I'm really excited for this space. It's really like where I'm interested in right now. And what you said, Naomi, Sarah landed already with like I've had the experience with a woman where I was trying to hold space for her to feel her anger that and to feel because I could sense there's something, and she had the context: anger's bad. It does not deserve my words. I won't do it. And we ended up navigating and having a really good connection. But later on, I was trying really hard to like I realized I was telling her about the maps and the space was dead, and I realized later in a group of other men that I was trying to catch her up, and I was like it wasn't working. It was just like I was being a possibilitator. I wasn't being me, and I was trying to make it different. And really it's like how can I accept her where she's at and not try and change her and relate with her and maybe even feel my feelings and sadness that she's in a different context and she doesn't have the capacity, she doesn't want to shift because she had a kid and she works in the hospital and she what her survival strategies were really working for her, and so to like not push her. And that was I want to share that because yesterday I had a opposite experience with this woman who does co-counseling, and we ended up uh, she was like really a yes for this stuff for feeling spaces, and we had a different context like her co-counseling context, and we held space for each other. And then I was able to name, oh, the space is actually getting muddy because we're kind of coming from different contexts, even though we're still saying yes to feelings, we're doing it different. And I felt fear about this because like I'm scared of how do I articulate what is the context, and how do we create this space, and and it was also alive and fun because some things were coming up, and it was like feelings and emotions, for example. The distinction came up and it came from within me. It wasn't like I have to give this map, and she was like, oh wow, that's the amazing distinction. And it was because she was open to it, and she had enough matrix or enough of her own work and experience to be open to this, so it was alive. It wasn't me trying to change her. And so I'm really curious about yeah, when to be a space holder, when to be myself as a partner, and how to be myself as a space holder and in relationship. So this is something that I'm really on the edge of. And my real edge, I think that could be practical, is asking and really practicing, like setting the context within normal life and being like, oh, here's an opportunity for a feeling space, or do you want to hear a possibility, and when to do that, and also when to do it when I really want to, and not because I'm pissed off and I'm like, oh, this person needs to just fucking get on the same context as. So this is my edge of asking, and how do I really create that space. So yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
you're welcome. Thanks for asking that.
It's like, to me, it's I just continue because to me it's like kind of the opposite. Like when I start meet new people, foreigners, and then I notice, oh, they have, for example, one man today said in the car, oh, he has so cold fingers. And then what happens to me is like, oh, I see like feelings practitioner way of bringing back warmth into the fingers. And then I go in as a space holder, and it's like already to, how do I say it? It's like, it doesn't work the same as if I would just start from me. Start from what I want to share and what feels so alive for me about the cold and hot experiment. And yeah, to start because I'm nurtured by this experiment myself. It's like I love to talk about it because it nurtures so much me. And then like catch up on just talking about it, and then make an offer for space holding instead of like, yeah, I go directly into space holding. Yeah, and that's, yeah. So one thing is like stay in me, stay what I want. Maybe if it's dragon speaking, but it's like because it's coming from my heart. And the other thing is to then go with the fear of asking a question for space holding. Like, do you want to try this? And recently with a man in Istanbul, it really worked. and it's, yeah, so I get this hint. It's about starting in me and what I love, and then from these legends to open gates, open doors, and ask these questions I feel most afraid about. Yeah. Yeah.
I am on the edge with you mostly, like considering this being a partner versus being a space holder. We are together for 7 years, 8 years almost, and I know her so well, and I know all the swamps and everything that I have held space for. I know her EHPs. I know which EHPs she has done, and then it takes for me so much effort sometimes to stay open and stay present with her when certain topics come up that have come up again and again, and there's this tendency to become tired of them in me, because yes, I've heard it, and I see it's like such an easy shift for her sometimes. And sometimes she's just like hooked, or you're hooked in this topic and don't want to let go. And yeah, my research there is like, how can I stay present with what is going on in her, in you, and still navigate the space to roll on, like not accept that this is reality, the swamp is reality, but still be open to the like be open to that for you it is at the moment reality, like the story is so strong, and still I see like it's just a story, and I know that you have seen this story from the outside. So for me it's really about being patient in this situation. And then, but I also have the complete opposite, that my age is also when I am in the swamp and she comes as a space holder, be it with more patience or with less patience, to not get hooked and to really allow myself to become soft, and to accept that, yes, whatever she is doing right now, like I sometimes say, I need you as a partner, or I need you as a space holder, and still, like, even if I say I need you like this, to be open to, it's like, in the map of communication, you can decode, you can encode consciously or unconsciously, and you can also decode consciously and unconsciously, like responsibly. And there is for me to, whatever she does, to decode responsibly and allow myself to become soft and allow myself to not get hooked by the way she holds space or by the way she relates. And for me, it's really, sometimes this is the more difficult edge. Yes. Those are my main research areas.
Like, can I add, like that, or I can talk about me, that sometimes I realize like, oh, now you're doing this because you want me to get off the swamp.
Yeah.
And I can get hooked by it. And like then to stay off the hook and see he wants to be in service. And either to say I have a yes for that, or to say I right now I can't take it like that. And no matter if I say no or yes, to use it as a gate for myself to become liquid.
Yeah, what's coming to me is like the hidden purpose, and the bullshit detector is really active here. It's like when going to her or going to him for be a space holder, because your partners, and I feel this in myself sometimes with a woman, like if I just for myself am pissed, I just want her to get out of the swamp or be able to feel her anger. It lands in a very different way than if it's like I'm really there to serve her. And if what she really needs is just a listening space, I have to check, do I really want this?
Yeah.
And for me, it's really so I feel a lot of fear to say if someone's really needing something from me and to say no. I actually don't. I don't have. I don't want to. Just listen right now. And so that's something that I think is important to distinction to make with that.
And then I think that has been like the hardest moments for me when he says no. And to accept that if my question, if I'm having a question, do you hold space? Then if I want to speak a question, then I need to know that the consequence is either yes or no. And it doesn't work if I'm asking a question and not accept no, because I just opened this game of there is a yes and a no possibility. Yeah, so sometimes you say no and it just brings me into this next like emotional healing process of I'm alone or not, and then you can choose again to ask if I want to have possibilities or not. But to like for you to be okay that I have a problem with you saying no and not getting hooked. And then that's the other thing I so honor is that when you say no, you can even leave the space. We are sitting in the living room and I make something to make a really big problem, and then I ask if you hold space and you say no. And you maybe go out, leave the living room, go to the kitchen, you still stay in connection. Like it's so yeah, I can keep being in the swamp and not wanting the love in, but like now I have been noticing that you're still in connection, even if you say no. And that is something I have been like also learning to do, that if I say no to you, to then not take revenge, that you're not moving as fast with that EHP I always wanted you to do, or yeah, and to accept where you are at. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm getting is a really important thing is the accepting where someone's at.
Yeah.
And to change someone. And and the other thing that comes from me is like kind of like modern, I'm not sure if it's a modern culture thing, but there's something that I've seen a lot where people put every egg into the basket of their relationship. And something I really appreciate about the PM game world is that there's a whole teams and stuff. But when the partner is like, oh, you have to be my everything, then they say no. It's like, oh shit. But if it's like, there's other people to go to.
Yeah.
And I had that experience with this woman who we had this whole thing about, was so beautiful, and she's the one who did not want to feel anger, but we had this really beautiful like connection. But when we finally we talked about what are we actually doing, we had such different things we wanted, and we were in such different context, and then we were both so triggered, and I was like for a few days like could not even do my life. I had to go to my team and really just process that with them. And I feel really glad and sad because in the past I wouldn't have that. And so like I think that speaking about being a partner and being a space holder, part of what I see allows like partnerships to fly is to each person having their team or having other space holders they can go to. So that was my experience with it. Yeah.
We have also started, like I also have now a women's team, a women's 3-cell, and you have a men's 3-cell. And you know, I catch myself that I want to know what you explored in the men's 3-cell, because I want to know.
Yeah, wait, sure. Yeah.
I
Can you go back for a sec? I put my headphones in. I missed what you said.
okay. Yeah, we are now also having, like I have my women's 3-cell and he has his men's 3-cell, and I catch myself that even though he has now a space to take care of what is in the space, I still want to know what is happening in your space, what is happening for you. And there's really this emotional fear of losing connection to you, and to then, like when this question comes up, what happened for you, to check, is this out of emotion, out of survival strategy, or is this really an interest? And yeah, to put it on the table, what I'm doing. And that brings like one more step of healing in the moment. Even, and still there are like EHPs I want to address in a safe space with another space holder, but that is also something that like I can train and heal on the go. Yeah.
I feel fear right now because for me, what we have done so far is sharing stories of what happens. And I want to bring this space in a different direction. So I have a question, and I invite us all to be with the question and to feel with the question and answer from the feelings. So the question is there a difference between being a partner and being a spaceholder? And what is the difference?
Feel glad for the invitation for this question in the feeling space. I'm gonna just go for it.
So,
I feel joy about the question because I'm really interested in it, and I feel fear like in relating with this person yesterday when we went into space holding mode. Like I centered and grounded, and I was there, and I wasn't smiling, and she was like feeling things immediately, like you can laugh, you can smile, like you don't have to be so serious. And I just held my center, and it started to bring stuff up for her. And yeah, I'm scared because like there is a difference, and like uh I'm scared because I don't know how like I this when to do what. And it's like that being a space holder, I'm scared of that being a space holder of the story, that it requires a certain context to hold the space. Like this is I put a space now, and we're gonna do a EHP or a grounding or something, whatever. And I'm scared because like within relationships, things just come up, and then like like I guess I feel fear about the ambiguity. Like when is it when in spaces that aren't like this is a space where I will hold space for you, people still feel. And then how do I interact with the feelings when I'm not in space holder mode? And I'm scared and I'm angry because I don't want to separate my life into space holder and Joseph, who relates with other people. And I'm angry because this happened after going through PM and learning these tools. I have these two lives, these two ways I can be, and I don't want that. Really hate it. And and I also feel angry because I want to bring the skills and of space holder me into my life more. And I'm so freaking terrified. Like I'm so scared that I'm overstepping or that I'm being annoying. Like when I say, "Hey, would you share what, you know, this person was saying a lot of stories." And then would you say what if it's these four feelings? What is it? And I have this story. I'm so scared that people are like, "Oh, come on, four feelings is so stupid. Stop being this PM guy." Like I don't want that. But I also have something and I want to share it. And so I feel fear that I've created these two personalities. To me, that's just like, hey, what's up? I juggle, I hang out, whatever. But I have this sense, and I can see now what's happening sometimes, but I don't always act on it. And yeah, and I also feel fear to be in a relationship and be in the role of space holder all the time, and then I'm not actually showing up with me because I'm playing this role and I'm putting myself aside to be in service or to play this guy who's grounded. And I really feel scared of this. So because I because then I lose myself and I'm not actually being vulnerable or showing up. So yeah, that question brings up a lot of fear about and confusion. I feel confused. Like I can see in my brain. I'm trying to figure it out. How do I do this right?
I have another question for you, Joseph.
Yeah.
I heard from you that being a space holder for you is putting on a role. And what about being a partner?
Oh, yeah. being a partner also is in a way doing a role.
And
And
let
I,
the fear flow into your eyes.
the fear,
Let the fear flow into your eyes because you're quenching.
yeah, clenching.
Yeah. So
Mm,
you can have your eyelids closed, but to let the fear flow instead of pressuring it.
yeah, thank you. I feel scared, like how much as a partner, I try and like my strategy. A lot of times I'll give more, rescue more, like I'm scared for my blind spots, like and I end up, yeah, playing a role even as a partner and hiding. And yeah, I'm scared about that to say it. And right now, like this is my edge. I feel fear because I'm in the unknown. Like I don't know what to say next. Uh, uh,
Go with the fear. I feel fear because.
I feel fear because I don't have an answer and I'm scared you guys are gonna judge me and I'm getting this like you guys are looking at me. I'm like I don't know. Uh, like I'm scared I'll get in trouble or something.
There is a way to go around this block. And it's instead of saying I feel fear because I don't know, is I don't know. So I feel fear because.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel fear because there's a space I'm incompetent in right now, and I don't have the answer or the matrix of giving that answer, and I want to have I want to be. I'm scared because I don't know how to be vulnerable sometimes, and I end up having this survival strategy of either I'm a space holder and I get to hide, or I'm a partner that does it this way and I get to hide. Yeah. And I'm scared of people not partners not having the capacity to hold my feelings. So I don't sometimes I don't share if it's about them especially.
You feel fear that they don't have the capacity to hold your feelings, hold space for your feelings,
Yeah.
and you don't share.
Hmm. Or even saying what I want. Like I noticed yesterday I would speak for my clarity, I'd have my anger coming up, and then I would go into child ego state and I would like hide from her. And I was not making it wrong. I was a little bit making it wrong, but I was like, wow, even though I've done all this work, I still, and I'm glad I have this, I'm able to see this in myself, but like I my feeling I was connected to anger, I was sharing, and then I got shy and I got felt fear and I became child ego state. And I want to play with that and shift it and research it. Um, but
Thank you,
yeah,
Joseph. Can I interrupt a moment?
yeah,
We have
go.
logistics to clarify. You're going home?
No, no, no.
Okay.
We still have time.
Okay, we finish at
Are you okay?
we're
Yes.
good, yes. We finish at 10:30.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
but we still have time. We can stay.
Yes.
Good.
I feel complete. Mostly, I'm curious to have you guys have space to share it, and appreciate the time.
So to
I have,
come, what do you have something for him?
yes, I have
Okay.
something for you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Just because I recently experienced kind of the same thing. I shared my clarity And then I started hiding with jokes. And like, it's, so why am I joking? It's my gremlin. And I'm not taking care of the space after my clarity is spoken. So the question that came up for me is, how can I take care of it consciously instead of letting my gremlin feed upon it? And I don't want to give you an answer, more like a research space for you, how. So there's like speaking the clarity, and then there's the space after the clarity. And how can you dare? Maybe it's also the sentence, I don't know what happens here, so I feel fear because, or yeah, like as a research question for you.
Cool. Thank you.
And together with that, to explore the space that opens up when you let their problem be their problem.
And there might come up a lot of feelings about that, being in this gap of that's their problem, and to not go into stories and hook into emotional like baggage you still have to look at, but there to really be in the small now and feel the feelings that are there slowly.
And also what I'm getting now is like building more and more of my capacity to hold space for myself so that I don't need, because then I don't need them. Like I don't like to need it. I need it, but like, okay, like then I can ask it and it's okay for yes or no, or if they don't have the capacity to hold space for my feelings, then I can hold space for myself, or I can ask someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
I will just ask the question again for us to go back to this point. Is there a difference between being a partner and being a spaceholder? I feel fear because, or I feel sadness because I don't want there to be a difference. Or I feel fear because being a partner for me is a concept, and being a spaceholder also. Oh,
Go with the sadness.
yes, I feel sad because I notice that when I am authentically relating, really radically relating, is the same when I'm really radically holding space. And that the title being a partner versus being a spaceholder comes from, for me, comes from this view of this is how a partner should be, or this is how a spaceholder should be. But when I'm really radical with it, then it meets together. And it doesn't meet in the middle, but it meets in a different place. Like when my space holding is most authentic when I let myself be touched. Or really let my feelings show. Because it's so easy to go in the role of holding space and detach myself and not feel. But yeah, and I feel sad because this is what I do so much. Either I go in the role of being adaptive in the sense of like being a partner in the sense of being adaptive, of not wanting to hurt you or being like wanting to change you.
Oh, sorry.
Or I go in the role of being a space holder in the sense of distancing myself and not being really present. And I sense that both of these are really, yes, they are really low drama.
Mm.
And I feel joy because I realize that high drama is like the place where I'm authentic. It's the place where I'm relating also with holding space. And holding space for the relationship, but also holding space for myself, for my feelings. Yes. And I feel sad because I don't do it so much. This is really, sometimes I'm stuck in low drama.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's different in you when you can do it? Like what makes it possible for you?
It's like, it senses like there are stones in me and suddenly they become liquid. It's really like this change to become liquid and to let go of holding an image.
Mm.
And I don't know how I managed to do it. I only know how it feels when I do it. But yeah, I don't know how the way there is.
I think it works for me. You don't know how to manage.
I don't know how to get there. Yeah, I want to get there.
How to create liquid states.
Yes, and how to show myself. And be real.
Yeah, what I'm getting from you is that there's like spaceholder partner, but there's something underneath that can be for both, like of being really authentically real and being touched in both situations.
Yes. And then for me, it doesn't matter if I'm a partner or a space holder. I'm just in connection. This is really I am in connection and I am love in this moment. And it doesn't matter with whom. Maybe it's most obvious with a partner, my partner. But I sense the same. Yes, I sense the same when I hold space, for example, for children, and I see this really shy girl suddenly goes to the stage and sings a song on her own. And it's the same sensation of being loved because I hold the space for this to happen. Or when people in a training make a shift or get something. Yes.
You swallowed beautiful feelings.
And I think or I sense it's the same because in the beginning I spoke about this, like the two sides for me, the two edges of holding space and being vulnerable when she holds space for me or when I'm in the swamp. And it's really the same point. It's really for both. It's this is the way to become vulnerable.
Thank you, man. I feel touched. I feel sad, like just hearing that. what you're sharing about being love and holding space for the kids or in the training or yeah. Mm.
Okay. And it's just hardest with you. It's like when I hold space for an EHP and the person that gets a breakthrough, it's so easy to be this. But with you, it's just because we have all these patterns, it's so much harder to be loved and to not go the pathways that we are used to or that I'm used to.
Thank you.
I feel joy. I feel joy that you can say that you guys can be together and Benjamin can say this and that it's okay. Yeah. It seems like it's okay. Like you're just it's like
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Mm. I feel joy because it's I feel joy because I don't know how to say it in words, but it's such a Benjamin, it's such a gift for me. You being you with me. And I have this question of where can I share my feelings and with other people, and where it's not only about joy or speaking clarity, but also about, yeah, actually also about fear or anger. And I'm hearing like this story of you can't speak about feelings with people that don't have the capacity yet or don't have this distinction yet because they're just going to be afraid. And where do I then adapt to the other context? And yes, of course, it's like where can I open up and still hold the space for myself and not make an EHP about it, where I actually want a space holder that like can hold high intensity emotions, but just like, yeah, one time I was so triggered about a woman and she was so hooked by herself and trying to do things perfect, and I was so hooked into her story by trying to make her the opposite of letting go of everything. And I just I couldn't ask for a team at that moment, and then I like started speaking to another colleague about that woman, and I was like back and numbing feelings, so it was just a mental experience, and it didn't help me to get off the hook. So it's like I'm like taking responsibility for the other people that they might be overwhelmed by my feelings, even if I think it's not that high intensity. So there I'm already holding space for her, like if like the question, am I a partner versus space holder, is like, okay, where is it not about space holding space for someone else, but first of all holding space for myself? And then if I'm so much scanning about how does the other can take it and blah blah blah, then I'm not holding space for me. And it would, yeah, the possibility I get right now is just I could maybe ask, or I don't know what the question would be, or just go for it. And like go forward with the culture I want to live, instead of adapting and checking and scanning. Yeah, become liquid and allow me to not know.
I have a proposal.
Mm.
Because for me, it seems right now like you are trying to know, trying to find out how it goes. And I hear in you the question is not, is there a difference between being a partner and being a space holder? But maybe the question is, how is there a difference between relating and being a space holder? And how can I bring my joy in relating, and my joy in like relating also with strangers, relating with people you just met, because this is what most of our relating is like at the moment. So I invite you to feel into this question and let all the stories you have and all the experience you have and what you have in the past, let it be in the past and feel right now. You want to try this?
Yes, and it doesn't work for me with the word space holding.
Doesn't work for you with the word
Like
space holding.
to me it's like the same.
And go and feel. This is the question.
Okay.
And let go.
Okay. Will you ask one more time?
What is the difference for you between relating and holding space? Or is there a difference?
I feel sad because I love to relate. And like I'm not relating from all my bodies.
You feel sad because you love relating. You're not relating from every bodies.
Yeah, I love to relate.
Your sadness has more information. What do you want?
Like I want to be. Yeah, well, maybe. Like I want to ask my questions, even if it triggers people. And in the car 2 days ago, and I just noticed that the man was hooked or felt some anger, and I actually wanted to ask, what is his anger about? Or I noticed something, and what is it about? And I don't know if I don't do it because it's like it's scary to not be liked by people who help me, by people who host me or us. Like I don't want to be disliked.
It's scary.
To not be liked. Because? Why?
Can you say it again?
It's scary to not be liked because what?
They might get so angry that they stop the car and say get out. And yeah, partly it's a worry. Mm. Yeah, and I also feel angry because like where am I not okay what people do, and then I don't speak.
Instead of saying, where are you not okay? When you
Mm.
say, I'm angry because.
I'm angry because the other guy gave tea to like black tea to children so they would get more loose and speak. And I'm not okay that he is manipulating their physical bodies for them to get emotionally relaxed. And when I got to hear that that was his purpose, like first I thought it was the culture, but then I get to hear that's the purpose of it. I so have a no. And that goes like against my integrity. And at the same time, I don't know how to address it without making him wrong.
Do you want? And maybe what do you want from all your feelings? You're researching right now, you're touching different situations, you're researching this whole field of relating with strangers, with hosts, with people that are generous with us. How can you be generous with yourself and with what do you feel and what do you want?
Well, I want to address it about the black tea. And he actually also asked several times about feedback. Oh,
And now you feel
I feel fear. Because I really don't want to quarrel, streiten.
quarrel, to fight.
Fight. I really don't want to fight.
Quarrel. Like, I think that's, yeah, a lot of what is in the way of being real is like this fear of people like fighting or taking things personally or being offended. Is that what's happening? Like that this person would take it personally, like about the black tea? Then
I think if I would just follow my impulse of anger, which is also partly emotional about the manipulation of maybe I'm like part of my anger is like making such a big thing. Like, where's the difference between manipulating with drugs or manipulating with black tea? It's like the same purpose behind it. And going with that energy, I think I would just cut off the head.
mm,
And I just got this puzzle piece of holding space for my feelings, anger. And like with the purpose to get to know the other better. And yeah, because then I don't see the pitfall so hard with the making the other wrong.
the sense I get is if you act from the emotional anger, then it creates something in the other person like they're wrong. But the feeling, like that part, will hit something in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's landing in me. I didn't notice that there was also emotional anger in it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I feel fear. I wanna bring a topic that
Yes.
I'm really interested in recently, and I don't know what the space will be with it, but I've been really interested in holding space or feeling or exploring like around sexual energy and in my body and also with another person. And I'm so scared because like so much comes up for people, for myself, for other people. And I've like had enough experiences or evidence of like just avoiding even the experience of like sex because it's just like too dangerous. And so it's like such a right space for transformation and also pleasure and being connected. And so I'm really with this question, like, how the fuck do I like it's like a minefield. And and especially with people who I my story like about them that they don't have like any skill or familiarity with feelings work. I'm just like so scared of people getting hooked or making stories. I don't know. And I'm scared of myself and what happens. So I'm curious about holding space or relating in a sexual space. And because yesterday with this person, part of me just wanted to just go for it and not have to think about anything. And then I could see also there's a part of me that wanted to just like consume her, or like feel like good and something like this. And I'm just like, fuck, like it seems like it's so hard, and I don't know what to do. So I'm really interested in how this topic of space holding and partner relates to sexual partner. And yeah, I don't know what if maybe like a feeling space about it, or what if you guys have any possibilities or what research you have. But it's heavy for me. I feel angry about it.
If you go slower, Joseph, before you, like you're shaking your head and you're making yourself wrong.
Mm,
If you just go slower and be with your question in the space.
thank you. Yes, my question is like, how do I enjoy sex when I perceive it as so much to like pitfalls of minefields that I've got to be careful of in myself and other people. Like I cannot just let myself be and enjoy and go with my impulses because I'm so scared of things. And also, yeah, how do I do that while also wanting to heal and shift in that space? Like how do I hold both of these? It feels impossible. And I don't know what the possibility is to, yeah, just let myself enjoy that experience and also heal in that experience and grow. Yeah, that's the question.
I have two impulses. One is when you say you want to enjoy the experience. And before you said there was a part of you that just wants to consume her. And that be aware that you have a gremlin. And the gremlin doesn't want to relate. The gremlin doesn't want to experience another person. The gremlin just wants to consume. And part of enjoying might also be gremlin. And the part other, yeah. So be very aware and conscious about what you want to enjoy and what does enjoying mean for you.
Yeah, and I don't think the be very aware helps in this moment. So there's distinction, I would say, between joy from the being, from the like as a light principle, and joy from the shadow principle, where gremlin
Mm.
is engaged.
And now I lost my other question for you. Maybe it comes back. You have something.
Yeah, Joseph, you checked in and said there are some things you feel fear about. And then you went past it, not sharing more about it and going into the enjoying part. So where can your joy come from this fear? Like how can you move with your fear or from your fear in the act of sex? And then joy becomes a byproduct, like, you know, the feelings practitioner, the feeling cycle. When you close the feeling cycle, you go through every feeling or not pass by a feeling, then joy comes by itself. So it's not about addressing, for example, the orgasm, not about addressing the joy, but addressing what is in the moment. For example, the fear. Or maybe there's another feeling in that space. So really like be in the very small now.
And I remember now my impulse before. you said there are so many pitfalls in sex. And, you know, when we started having sex, I really wanted to make her enjoy it. And she had so much pain. So our sex consisted of her telling me all the time, don't do this, here more, less there. And basically there was not 20 seconds without commando from her side. And I tensed up a lot, and I want to do it so that she enjoys it also. And over the years we have explored, we have like researched with this, and still there is this part in me that wants to make it right, that doesn't want to cause her trouble or cause her uncomfort, be it physical or emotional. And this is like avoiding the pitfall, avoiding confrontation, to stay in the flow. And at the same time, I'm taking myself out of the flow because I need, like, I scan always, oh, I should move different way, I should make this, I should, like, and then I'm not in connection. And yeah, this is like my edge in this topic is how can I stay in connection, not going in either it's only about me, I don't care what about her, but also not going into this I need to make it right for her. Yes.
Can I put it in my words? So what it looks like is that you had this strategy that you really don't want to become a persecutor.
Yes. I don't want to become a persecutor. Yes. That is the strategy. I don't want to make you wrong. I don't want to make you hurt you. And maybe when you say pitfalls, this is what it reminded me of. What do you have some voices in this direction? Like, I don't want to hurt her. Is that the kind of pitfall you're talking
I'm scared of the pitfall for me is like I'm scared of getting in trouble later. I'm scared of her getting triggered or projecting on me. I'm scared of going into my own head and getting really like not, and then the result is I don't share and I don't enjoy it because I'm so worrying and anxious and not connected to my body in the moment because I'm like, oh, I can't say that. What about that? And so it becomes a loop. So those are different pitfalls, like in me or in the other person. Like I'm really scared that later on it'll become drama. Like we have sex and then oh shit, like this, like now we gotta talk about our relationship or just it becomes not worth it to me. If there's all this extra bullshit, no drama on top. And the pitfalls are also like I'm scared I won't be able to navigate gremlins or hidden purposes or all of the like I'm so sensitive. I can sense there's so much going on with sex, like in me and the other person, and it's too much. And I'm scared I can't say all of it, or I sense it, but I don't know what to do with it. And I just feel like it doesn't feel clean. It feels too much complicated. And to me, that's what I mean by the pitfalls. Yeah. And I want it to be simple, beautiful, connecting, loving, into flow without any extra bullshit.
And what is the feeling behind you saying, I want to, what you said it, I wanted to feel comfortable, or what was it? You said something.
The last sentence.
Yeah, before.
I heard you don't want drama later on.
yeah, and I feel angry. It's like I'm angry because I'm angry because I've had experiences like that, and like in myself or other people, and I'm angry because my friends, a lot of my guy friends, have experiences uh, with women or sex, and then later on it becomes like a just I have so many stories I hear of problems, and it makes me just want to avoid. Um, and also I also sense like I feel angry because I can't articulate sometimes, but I sense there's something going on, some underworld thing going on in my guy friends have something they're playing with these women, and I don't know how to say it to them, and so it feels like it feels like a whole initiation. Sex feels like a whole like initiation that people are playing together all the time and without so much matrix around how to talk about it. And I'm angry because I see that and I want to, but I don't know how to say it yet, like this articulately to bridge the communication of them.
I
Yeah.
have
May I first go? I want to go because this, what you said, you want sex to be flow and all the other adjectives you used. It's like you're living in this, I call it the okay fantasy. You're living this fantasy of sex should be this.
Yeah.
And if it's not met, like, I mean, relating, it would be a great fantasy to say that having a relationship is only flow. It should be only flow and nice, and you should only be cuddling and like you're having this fantasy for the sex part.
Mhm.
And then you're beating yourself up because it wasn't met. And you're beating yourself up that you chose to have sex with this woman or with this woman or it's like you're not coming to a new point about it because you're still keeping the other feelings out of it except joy.
Mhm.
this is what I wanted to say before is you say you have heard stories about problems. There are problems later on.
Yes.
And I have the assumption that by problems you mean feelings.
Feelings that are not addressed in a way that I say is good, like low
Yes.
drama and bullshit. Like, yeah. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Mm.
So what if it is okay to feel? And you're a space holder. Where can you shift to the new map of feeling? That also means emotions are okay.
Mm.
Being
Thank you.
triggered is okay. It's a pathway to healing. You know, sometimes when we have sex and suddenly for her, there is a huge pain in her vagina. We have had sex and we were just lying there and she was crying and I was holding space. And it's okay for both of us. We are on the new map of feeling in this moment.
And to make clear, it's after I clearly asked for it and you clearly had a yes for it. So it
Yes.
needs to be a conscious door you open for both of us.
To go during sex to go into EHP, for example.
Oh, the clear conscious ask was about the space afterwards. Is that what you're referring to?
Even during sex, that suddenly sadness comes up and then she asks me, can you hold space for this? And we might even stay in an embrace and I hold space for her to feel this.
And to say that if he has a no, then we don't make it wrong and we do something else.
I love that. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
And I have heard of people, they do like this feelings check-in before the sex, but it's something that can happen in the moment it's needed, no matter if it's before, during, or after it. It's when it comes up, you are there, you feel, yeah.
I feel like joy to hear all this because it's like this is possible, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna just go. I'm not sure it's mixed, but like just like part of me is like fucking like like it's so cool. Like there's like the I want this. I want to be able to be in a part with a relationship with someone who has distinctions, and seeing you guys relating even on this call. I was touched. I didn't say it, but I was like, wow, the fact that you, Benjamin, could say, I forget exactly something about your relationship, and you guys could look at each other and feel sad and just be, and it's okay. I'm like, I've had so many experiences where it's not okay. Someone says something and then it's, oh, it's triggered, and I feel so like part of me is like, I want that. I want to be able to be with someone and do this stuff. And my story is like, there's so much to get to that point of like, I guess I'm in a scarcity with like possibilitators in the US. I'm like, fuck, I want to go to Europe. I need to meet someone. I need to meet other people who, like, I want to. And I remember when at a lab talking about this topic sometimes, and it feels so nice to have this people who practice keeping the center and having the emotions and feelings and all this stuff. So I'm really touched by that, and also feeling some stuff about it.
And I want to say that like there's this new fantasy happening of it's only possible with possibilitators. And we started
Yeah,
out we started out dating, and you had distinctions about listening space.
I had, when we started dating, I had done 8 labs.
8.
Yes.
Cool.
And
I was already freaking out, having panic attacks about several things.
you know, we met in April or May, and in July I went to a lab, and I came home and I told her about the dying process. She was freaking out.
I mean, I'm having had several EHPs about dying, and here and even before I go into PM, he's coming like, I died. And I'm like, are you still here? Are you still Benjamin?
And I want to invite you to not, like you said, your scarcity about possibilitators in the US, and instead of going into abundance that there are possibilitators, go into abundance with yourself, that you are abundant with how you relate.
Mm.
And with your culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of fear and anger when you said that because I've really this space has been so refreshing for me to be with you two because like just the way being, and I'm not in as many PM spaces recently, and I have not been sourcing that culture or the that yeah, really in my life. It's like I've just been focusing on my business and juggling and massage, and I miss it. And I feel I'm like this yearning. I want to go to another training and be in more feeling spaces, and yeah, spaces like this. So yeah, I want to be more abundant with it and go through the whatever I need to do that.
And bridge it into your life. Because otherwise you're creating the same separation you talked about earlier. And I don't know what it works. I'm finding out every day, with every new stranger, I find it out new.
My survival strategies are the things like my box is still like kind of more powerful in a way than the the yearning for being in dangerous alive spaces in my life. Like the fear is stronger and it's the pain is growing. So I think at some point it'll shift, but right now it's like a relief for my box. Like, okay, I don't have to bring it. And so I'm really on the edge of that. In the past, I would just bring it. And then I would put myself in these really scary situations that I actually hated. That was too scary for me. I wasn't enjoying it. So I'm kind of watching and seeing how that can shift.
So, see, we have 5 minutes left. And I wonder, is there another research question in you or in us alive?
I have one more thing, Joseph. You're saying you're watching it. You're watching if you shift into liquid states before life gives you a hammer. And I want to say you have a choice.
Mm.
And you have, it doesn't mean that if you don't want the hammer of life coming eventually, and you don't want to break through the big like EHP all at once, it's like you can go one step at the time. Like you don't need to take, it's not about taking one big bite and then you're good again. That would be going back to functioning. And I think that's what I like about having a regular 3-cell, that I can be with what is and have hints, and and sometimes I address and ask people, okay, here I have a EHP, this is really on my desk. But like to regularly check in and be alive instead of being in the space where the hammer comes. Because you have a choice.
Thank you. Yeah, the question comes like, what small step can I take in my life to bridge that culture? And yeah.
And it can be even like I have an agreement with a friend that we just call each other when there is something. And it doesn't even need to be this weekly 3-cell space. Like you can have that culture, yes. And you can also have the culture that you have people you can just phone, where they have some metrics about feelings, and yeah, so in the moment where something happens in your life,
Cool.
you can live this culture of the new map of feelings.
Thank you. And I feel glad I do that with sometimes. So I feel glad I do that.
Thank you for the space.
Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys. This was so fun. Really enjoyed being with you guys.
Yes.
And I'm really glad to see all of the spaces on the website. I'm excited to go to more of them. They both have been posting a lot of cool stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
So, to the next space.
See you next time.
Thank you, Joseph.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.